This video today is going to be a bit more about exercises that you can do. It's mainly going to be using the major scale as the main scale we're going to work with to play these exercises. And also in the future videos we're going to do more with improvisation, that is playing, a solo or music of any kind on your guitar without reading off of something and just kind of coming up with something off of the top of your head based on the theory knowledge you have, the scale knowledge you have, just the musical knowledge and feeling that you have inside of you. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first picking exercise, well, of course, the most natural way to practice your scales is to just go up and down. You could just go. So let's face it, we all know we can do that. There's a couple of ways you can practice doing that. There's the alternate picking way, and then there's the economy picking. In economy picking, I like to do a little bit of both, honestly. I started out doing economy picking myself, and then I started to get jealous of all you alternate pickers out there, so I started to work on my alternate picking as well. And I think I've gotten pretty good at it. So, but here we go. So, alternate picking, let's first just kind of define our terms here. Alternate picking is basically you're moving strictly down and up with your pick regardless of what string you're crossing. That's what alternate picking is. You're just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And some folks would say that the disadvantage of alternate picking is it's not the most efficient way of picking, because you have to take that extra movement to do an upstroke when you're going to the next string from a downstroke, so you have to do that outside picking thing right there. But honestly, it's actually an advantage of alternate picking, from what I could tell, is it actually is good for your timing. It can actually help you stay on time better than economy picking, because, well, economy picking, let's talk about what that is. Economy picking is you're using the least amount of energy necessary to get to the string, to the next string, that is. So economy picking is really sweep picking. If you ever seen guys. You're just basically moving the pick in the same direction that the string you're crossing to. So say if we apply this to the scale, we would actually be going down, up, down, 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 down, up, down. And then when you come up, once again, you're just going up each string in that case. So economy picking, whenever you cross a string, you pick in the same direction you're crossing. So if you're crossing to a downward string, you go down. If you're going up, you go up. Alternate picking, you're just strictly down, up, with no exceptions. Now, coils are pretty neat. They actually give your scales a little more flair when you're practicing them. The two coils I'm going to talk about today are going to be the 3-note coil and the 4-note coil. Okay, so what is that? The 3-note coil is you go up the scale 3 notes, come back 1. Go up another 3 from the one you just came from. Then go back 1 more again. Go up another 3. Come back 1 more. Go up another 3. So at the end of the day, you'll have something that sounds like this. Oopsies, that's 4 notes. Okay, I kind of did the 4-note thing. I prefer 4-note coils myself. I can do 3-note coils, just not as well as 4-note coils. That's how you do them coming down. You just do the exact same thing. You just go back, come back up 1, go down another 3, come back up 1, go back up 3. Kirk Hammett is a guitar player that uses, at least he used to use a lot of 3-note coils. Like there's a segment in the Fade to Black, the final Fade to Black guitar solo where he's like, so he's doing 3-note coils there, and it's like I said, kind of gives that scale a little bit, or that solo a little bit more flair when he's doing that scale there. 4-note coils, it's the same concept. Just go up 4, come back 1. Actually, well, let me play it first. Go up 4, come back 2 notes. So you come back 2 notes. Go back 2, go up another 4. Go back 2 and come up another 4. Go back 2 again. Eric Johnson, guy who did Cliffs of Dover, and even Zakk Wylde from time to time, they would use 4-note coils on their pentatonic scales. And it would sound really cool. Marty Friedman in Take No Prisoners, he did a little lick like somewhere in the beginning of the song. Now he didn't pick every note, but it's the same concept. You're just going up in 4-note coils over a minor pentatonic scale. So coils really give your soloing some flair if you get really fast with them. One thing also that you could do, you could just double up on each string. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean like this. I heard Andy James do that at some point. The guy from Lick Library, and also he has his own band, and then he's also a Sacred Mother Tongue. I believe that's the other band he's with. Check out Andy James. If you haven't yet, you need to check him out. He's awesome. Another thing I like to do to just kind of build strength, it's kind of good cardio work for your hand, is I tend to and then add another string, and then add another string. So basically I'm just going back and forth on my notes on the first 2 strings. It's 3 5 7 3 5 7 5 3 7 5 3, and just keep looping that over and over again. And then I just do that about a good 4 times, something like that. And then I add the 4th string into the mix. And that really, by the end of getting through all the strings, your hand's kind of like, it's kind of just laying there like a pile of goop. It's pretty cool though. String skippings, you got that with guys like Paul Gilbert, Paul Gilbert is a really Gilbert-y guitar player. He's really awesome. Another guy you should check out, especially his album Get Out of My Yard. So, Thing here from the Addams Family is here helping me out. Yeah, thanks, Thing. Okay, so string skipping. One way you could work on this, and then skip over to the 4th string, come back to the 5th string, then skip over to the 3rd string, come back to the 4th string, skip over to the 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st string. And that really just has kind of a pretty sound, really, I think. It's got a really neat sound to it. Another thing that I really like to do personally, this is just moving my scale up in 5ths. Goes something like this. Here, I'll show you. so far I've just been doing that one way. I haven't really gone back the other way. But I've always thought that as weird as it sounds, it actually sounds oddly okay. Because I've been using a lot of fifths lately. And I'll cover a video on fifths here pretty soon, so it's all good if you don't know what those are. And all I did there was I just went down each string. I didn't really sweep, I just alternate picked all the strings like that. So I went 3 on the 6th string, 5 on the 5th string, 7 on the 4th string, and then I went 3 on the 5th string, 5 on the 4th string, 7 on the 3rd string, 4th fret on the 4th string, 5 on the 3rd string, 7 on the 2nd string. Then, kind of broke my rule here, 5th fret on the, because I've been doing like the first note on like whatever the first of the 3 strings are, and then the 2nd and the 3rd note on the following strings. But here I just go 2nd note on the 3rd string, which is the 5th fret, then 7th fret on the B string, 8th note on the high E string, and then I ended on a B note right here on the 7th fret on the high E string. Kind of a cool little thing. It kind of opens up your ears to different sounds, things like that. More Steve Vai, Joe Satriani type sounds. And this is something I tend to do a lot in my personal shredding. And all I'm doing, I'm just going up 3 strings, coming back 1 string and going up another 3, coming back 1 string, going up another 3, coming back 1 string, going up another 3, and then just doing the same thing coming down. And there it is. So going up would just be 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Come back to the 5th string, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Come back to the 4th string, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8. Come back to the 3rd string, 4, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8. And I like to do that. I started practicing that after I heard a slight lick in How the Story Ends off of the Megadeth album Endgame. It was the solo part that Chris Broderick did in that spot. At least that's how the tabs were saying he did it. Of course, he did it like a bajillion times faster than that. So those were the exercises. Quite a few of them. There's a plethora of different ways to play scales. These are the ways that I usually like to practice. As I said, it's not anything that you have to do yourself. There are several other types of scales out there. There's several different books you could work out of that could help you become a better practicer, I suppose. One thing I've always believed is that it's not how much you practice, but it's how you practice. How much you practice is only part of the equation. If you're practicing something wrong, you're going to play it wrong. So make sure you're keeping track of your technique. Make sure you're keeping track of your timing. And just make sure you're having fun, because that's a pretty big part of it, wouldn't you say? Okay, so once again, thank you everybody for watching.